Okay, let's talk specifics. I mean, one of the videos I've done on my channel, first one of the year, is 3 areas to focus on for UK property investors in 2025. We're at the beginning of the 2025. We met last year in November. It's the first time we met in 2025. What are your 3 areas that real estate investors should think about as having the maximum growth potential and ROI potential in Dubai for 2025? Putting you on the spot a bit.
Sure, I diversify it every time. I say you have 2 types of investors. One investor who's checking for capital growth, and then you have the investors who's checking for return of investments.
Yeah.
So if someone is checking for capital growth, absolutely one of my favorite spots are Creek Harbor. Why? Because how the CEO Alabar said, Creek Harbor will be the new downtown without mistakes. And this is a big sentence. The downtown was one of the first areas what they did, and many mistakes happen as well in the infrastructure. So they learned about the experience, and I'm living by myself in Creek Harbor, and I see how beautiful the community is.
For those who don't know, I mean, Creek Harbor is literally on the shore, but there's a massive area before that where they're going to build a big creek tower, and which is probably going to be a building site for the next 10 years.
Absolutely.
Does that affect the livability of that area?
No, I don't see anything there because they made it very smart. They started with the island side, and then they start with compared with the beach side. So there's just a beach with a canal between who's connecting island and beach side. So, of course, people who was living in one tower and next to each is the construction. And here we are known for working 24/7. There was a lot of people who had less sleep to 100%, especially who they start constructing the lagoons. But now that island side is almost done, and the beach side as well, they are making now the other phase on the beach side with Orchid and Lotus, what get it hand over now. There's a big distance between that we from the old beach side who's living in Summer or Breeze buildings are not hearing the Lotus and Orchid buildings who's getting constructed now. So they made it quite smart, but still, if you are living opposite of a new construction phase, you will hear it. But checking all the assets and infrastructure, what they're bringing it, if you hold a property like that the next 10 till 12 year, you can be pretty sure that you double, triple the investment amount, because you have palace residences directly facing over the canal, over the lagoons, over the low-rise buildings on the beach side, and you have the tower exactly in front of your face. So if you're waiting, of course, till the tower is done, everyone knows what happened in downtown who was watching on the Burj Khalifa. Check a backside view who's not seeing the Burj Khalifa, and the front side who is seeing it. We're talking about 1.5 million, 1.6 million dirham more on property price. And Creek Harbor have that potential. It will be the biggest mall, the first mall who you can enter with an electrical bicycle.
Oh, wow.
So it's insane. It's mean I can go with I don't know, electrical bicycle inside, say open, I want to buy 2 Hermes bags and driving out. How they want to do it, I don't know. We will see it if the mall is open.
What other areas should we focus on?
So Creek Harbor is one of my favorite areas. Then, of course, absolutely what as well is a very beautiful area, but already developed, who I told my people 3 years before, was Blue Waters. It was as well one of the top-notch areas.
Yeah.
My experience, what I made before was the Jumeirah Islands. So I remember my first sale on the villa there was an OP price of 10.9 million dirhams, and we resale it for 39 million dirhams. So it was a triple of amount. And the south side, MR South.
Oh, yeah.
No one is believing in it. Yeah. But if you're watching the master plan and MR connecting, of course, with the government, all the locals have a lot of benefits moving to the south. The plots are much bigger than we know it here in downtown in Dubai. And I'm pretty sure that the valley and all the other
is that more of a longer term play?
Yes.
5 to 10 years?
Yes.
Once the airport matures?
Exactly. This is like the long plans, what I have in mind. So Creek Harbor, all the south part, you will appreciate a lot. If we're going about fast money, good ROI, now Dubai Land, one of my favorite spots now because it's JVC before 10 years.